comic book fans, welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host as always, Cammy. Let's get right into it. I got a lot to talk about. First up, the pick of the week from Marvel. We have the Invincible Iron Man number 24, written by Matt Fraction and art by Salvador Larroca. Now, this is the final issue in the arc of Stark Disassembled. It's been going on for 5 issues. And every issue has just been so breathtakingly awesome because you're finally getting Tony Stark coming back as hopefully a new person. He's carried his weight of all this bad press, and he's finally making up for all the whole Civil War things, your invasion, etc. Well, as we last left him, Ghost was on his way in to kill him. Doctor Strange is still trying to help out Tony in his own mind. Remember something. Live for something or someone in particular. Find that reason to live. And then in his mindscape we find this electronic castle utopia type place where he's recognizing all these people who are entering or who are walking down the stairs, and there's just pools and pools of blood gushing forth with all these people's blood on his hands. And he remembers, and he's trying to apologize to people. And then at the top in the castle are his parents, and they're saying, come claim your seat. This is your legacy. You have blood on your hands. And at this point, Tony's like, no, I need to become a new person. I can't go on living like this. I need to live for me. And meanwhile, while this is all going on in his head, Ghost is kicking everyone's ass. Like, Doctor Strange has to tussle with them to keep him from killing Tony. Maria Hill comes by. Pepper Potts finally does the badass thing and just calls Hammer and gives away their location because Ghost isn't even supposed to be here. Only Osborn knows about his mission. He could get in trouble for this. So while Ghost is distracted by Pepper Potts, Tony snaps back to life, takes his little ghost transporter, transports him all the way across the world, and now he's back. Only he's missing parts of his memory because of the hard drive backup was created before Civil War. So now he has to re-educate himself on what happened in Civil War, the assassination of Steve Rogers, the secret invasion, etc. So it was a fantastic issue, a great ending, and I see this as being a must-read, and anyone who's an Iron Man fan or wants to know more about Iron Man. It's like, this is one of the classic stories 20 years from now that you gotta read. Now on to the Fast Five. First up from Vertigo, we have Demo Volume 2, Number 2. And in this gorgeous black and white issue, we have this new character, Pangs. He's kind of a really skinny guy, and he has only a diet of all this meat that he keeps in his freezer. He only has the same portion, same type of meat, nothing else. If he sees or hears other types of foods or eats other types of food, he throws up. He has to have this one meat. And he likes this one girl so much that he asks her out on a date. They go out to this restaurant, but he can't eat chicken. He is constantly thinking about this meat at home. What's so special about this meat? Oh, it's human meat. He kills people, chops them up, and eats them. I did not see that cannibalistic twist going on in this issue, but sure enough, there it is, bright as day. And the creepiest part of this issue is, in order to get more meat, because he threw away his supply for this girl, he has to take and fillet his own meat off and eat it. What the fuck? Brian Wood, where does this come from? Very, very sick individual. But it's a gorgeous issue. It shows that some people will go to the extremes for love, I guess. And it just it had that twist that I did not see coming. Good stuff. Next up from Marvel, we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 623. Now we get reintroduced to the Vulture. Elektra goes to Riker's prison and releases him. And all under Craven's wife's, orders, because she wants this whole gauntlet to come together. But anyway, so now the Vulture's on the loose. He goes after his old mob boss, asks, why did you make me like this? The mob boss says, no, it wasn't me. J. Jonah Jameson, he funded it. Sure enough, J. Jonah Jameson has funded the Scorpion before, so he was making all these villains to track down and get Spidey. Didn't really work. But at the end, Spider-Man has to come in and save the day because the Vulture goes after J. Jonah. And Spider-Man gets there right in time, saves him, but then Vulture gets him again. And it looks like he might actually be fucking up Jameson big time. So can Spider-Man save the day? Beautiful art by Paul Azaceta. The cover looks fantastic as well. Mark Waid has been writing this issue, and I just love his Spider-Man stuff. It's just fantastic stuff. Next up from Dynamite Entertainment, we have Green Hornet #1. Now this was originally the script Kevin Smith wrote for the Green Hornet movie. Never happened. Let's transform it into a comic book series. And by God, was this first issue astounding. It was fantastic. This is coming from a guy who has no knowledge whatsoever of the Green Hornet, so I was like, okay, going into this open-minded, how much am I going to retain? Well, he writes this issue, for old readers of the New Hornet and then new readers. He gets that great demographic of, you know, for everybody. Everyone can enjoy it. So we have flashbacks of the old Green Lantern and Kato going fighting crime against the Yakuza and the Italian families, and after those two families are taken care of, decide, okay, we can retire now. Years later down the line, the Green Hornet doesn't want his kid to ever find out that he was the Green Hornet because he doesn't want him to follow in his father's footsteps, like many vigilante fathers, you know, don't want their offspring to do. But this kid, Britt, is kind of a trust fund baby, can't propose to his girlfriend, so she dumps him. And yeah, he's just living off the riches and doesn't really have any goals or doesn't aspire to be anything with his life. So this is probably the perfect candidate in his dad's eyes for someone to put on the old costume and get into the crime fighting. Fantastic stuff. You don't need to know anything about this character. Go pick it up, treat yourself. Kevin Smith at his best. Next up from Marvel, we have Ultimate Avengers #5. Now, Millar and Pacheco are at their best once again on this series. You have the Red Skulls between years from where he was to where he is now, and how he was working with Pol Pot, Idi Amin. He was working in Vietnam. And just to show that his handlers that, you know, hey, I no longer work for you guys, this is 1963, he shoots JFK. That's right, he is the lone assassin in that. So, pretty cool twist on the whole, you know, killing JFK there. The Avengers get to the AIM headquarters up in Alaska to try to stop him, but it's too late. He has a hold of the Cosmic Cube, and he's already made all the AIM forces eat themselves, eat each other. It's just a fucking massacre by the time they get there, and everyone's kind of creeped out because now it's the Red Skull with the Cosmic Cube. He's unstoppable. Not according to Captain America. Gets out of the S.H.I.E.L.D. France headquarters and is on his way to Alaska to kick some Red Skull / his son's ass. Great stuff. It was riveting. I was having so much fun with this issue. This is the ultimate Avengers book to read. And finally this week, from Image, we have The Sword #22. The Luna brothers only have 2 issues left on this series, and then it's all over with. So with this issue, it's the final fight between Malia and Dara. And as usual, Malia can provoke Dara and make her attack first. And so the attack happens, and it's the most vicious cat fight you've ever seen, including broken bones where you go to punch and your bone pops out and keeps going. Words are exchanged, and finally Dara is able to provoke her, saying, yeah, you're a god, you can, you know, take away life, but apparently you can't bring life. You can't even bear a child. And that just makes Malia pissed off. She takes out Dara's uterus, throws it on the floor, and stomps on it. What the fuck? This chick is crazy, but because of this, she kind of loses her temper, says, I could kill you all if I wanted, and then flies off into the sky because now the whole world, who was like, oh, all for her, is now united against her, and Dara has to go stop her. Fantastic stuff. The art is gorgeous as usual. I've been a fan of this series since issue 1. A little tears coming down my eye. I don't want to see it end. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cam's Comic Corner. If you want more Cam's Comic Corner goodness, head on over to www.camyscomiccorner.com. From there, you can subscribe to us on the RSS feed, on iTunes. Go check out my Book of the Month selections, and then all the WonderCon news, because I'll be going to WonderCon in April, and I even have it updated. So if you want more information on that, want to donate maybe, and maybe a little something, head on over to the front page. You'll see it bright as day. Well, no, that's the series. It'll be WonderCon, yeah. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you usually see me wearing on the show, head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He has all the best of comic book t-shirts, and there's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts, and that is Kelly, over at deadlinegraphics.net. And also check out my other sponsor, Rising Sun Creations, at rsc-online.com. These guys specialize in the best of U.S. comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan. You can get all the information at their site, rsc-online.com, and even shop on their online store while you're there. So, good stuff. So I'm going to go get even more busier and get my party on. This has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I've been your host, Cammy. Take it easy, and yeah, let's make some more friends jokes like they do in Ultimate Avengers #5.